This jersey turned a broken man into the greatest comeback story in football history. The year was 2002. Ronaldo had suffered injuries that would have ended most careers. 4 years earlier, he collapsed before a World Cup final and watched his dreams crumble in Paris. But in Yokohama, Japan, Ronaldo pulled on Brazil's golden yellow shirt one more time. He had unfinished business, and the whole world was watching. 2 goals. 2 strikes that echoed across the planet. Ronaldo didn't just win the World Cup, he rewrote his entire legacy in 90 minutes of pure magic. 1 jersey. 1 night. 1 man who refused to let his story end in heartbreak. That golden shirt didn't just win a trophy, it saved a legend. The Jersey Vault. 1 jersey, 2 headers, and an entire nation brought to tears of joy. It was 1998. France had never won a World Cup. The tournament was on home soil, and the pressure was crushing. The whole world expected them to fail. Then Zinedine Zidane stepped onto the pitch in that deep blue shirt. First half, header. The stadium erupted. Then, impossibly, another header. France was dreaming with their eyes wide open. 3-0. The final whistle blew and millions flooded the Champs-Élysées. A son of Algerian immigrants had given France its greatest ever night in sport. That blue jersey didn't just win a trophy. It united a nation and crowned a king. The Jersey Vault. The whistle blows. 93 minutes gone. Camp Nou falls silent. And then, the impossible. May 26, 1999. Manchester United were losing the Champions League final 1-0 to Bayern Munich. The treble dream was dying. Commentators were already writing Bayern's coronation speech. Injury time. Corner kick. Sheringham pokes it in, 1-1. The stadium gasps. Then another corner. Solskjaer stabs the ball into the roof of the net. 2-1. Time stands still. 2 goals in stoppage time. The treble complete, Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League. Bayern players collapsed. United players wept. The footballing world lost its collective mind. Red fabric that refused to accept defeat. 2 minutes. 2 goals. 1 miracle. Camp Nou, 99, the night football proved nothing is ever over. The Jersey Vault. This jersey carried the weight of football's greatest heartbreak. In 2005, Milan were 3 goals up at halftime in the Champions League final. Then Liverpool did the impossible. 3 goals in 6 minutes. The miracle of Istanbul. Milan's legends were haunted. Maldini. Kaká. Pirlo. Broken by one night in Turkey. So in 2007, wearing these same red and black stripes, they came back. Same opponent. Same stage. Athens. 2-1. Revenge. This isn't just a jersey. It's redemption, stitched into fabric. The Jersey Vault. May 25, 2005. Istanbul. Nobody leaves at halftime. Not tonight. AC Milan were putting on a masterclass in the Champions League final. 3-0 at the break. Kaká, Maldini, Crespo, they were humiliating Liverpool. The fans started singing anyway. Second half. Steven Gerrard headed one in. Then Smicer scored. Then Alonso. 3 goals in 6 miraculous minutes. 3-3. The whole stadium was shaking like it might collapse. Penalties. Jerzy Dudek danced on his goal line, wobbling like a man possessed. He saved the decisive kick. Liverpool were champions of Europe. From 3-0 down. From the dead. Red that refused to die. 6 minutes of madness that rewrote history. Istanbul wasn't just a game, it was the greatest comeback sport has ever witnessed. The Jersey Vault. A head slams into a chest. A red card rises. The greatest player of a generation walks off in silence. And somehow, Italy still wins the World Cup. Berlin, 2006. The World Cup final. Italy vs France. Zidane's last match. He scored a penalty. Materazzi equalized. Extra time. Then something nobody could have scripted. Zidane lowered his head and charged into Materazzi's chest. Red card. The most iconic exit in sports history. He walked past the World Cup trophy without looking at it. Penalties. Italy were ice cold. Fabio Grosso stepped up and buried the winning kick. The Azzurri were world champions for the 4th time, through chaos, controversy, and sheer nerve. Azzurri blue that survived the wildest final ever played. A headbutt, a red card, and a penalty shootout, then glory. Only in football. The Jersey Vault. Average age, 23. Youngest scorer, 18. Combined transfer fees, almost nothing. And they just destroyed every giant in Europe. Ajax, 1995. Kluivert, Seedorf, Davids, the De Boer twins, teenagers and young men playing against hardened professionals across the continent. They tore through the Champions League like a hurricane. Beating giants at every turn. And in the final, they faced the mighty AC Milan, the reigning European champions, a squad built on decades of experience. Patrick Kluivert, just 18 years old, scored the winning goal. A teenager silenced the legends. Ajax were champions of Europe, proof that youth and fearlessness can conquer anything. Red and white worn by kids who played like kings. Ajax 95, the greatest youth team the world has ever seen. The Jersey Vault. Seven goals. 1/2. Against the hosts. In their own World Cup. The scoreboard wasn't broken. Brazil was. Belo Horizonte, July 8, 2014. Brazil hosted the World Cup expecting glory. 190 million people believed this was their destiny. Then Germany walked onto the pitch in white. Within 18 minutes, it was 5-0. Goal after goal after goal. Brazilian fans were crying in the stands. Players stood frozen on the pitch. 7-1. The final score echoed across the world like a thunderclap. The most devastating performance in World Cup history. Then Germany went on to win the whole tournament. White fabric that delivered a footballing earthquake the world will never forget. 7-1, the night Brazil's heart shattered on live television. The Jersey Vault. This jersey didn't just win 3 trophies. It rewrote the rules of football itself. 2009, a young coach named Pep Guardiola took over Barcelona and unleashed a style of football the world had never seen. Short passes, total control, pure art on grass. Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, 3 magicians in blue and garnet stripes. They won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and then walked into Rome for the Champions League final. 2-0 against Manchester United. The treble was complete. Barcelona didn't just beat teams, they made them look like they were standing still. That blue and garnet shirt didn't just represent a club. It represented a revolution. Football was never the same again. The Jersey Vault. This jersey. 20 years. 1,000 heartbreaks. The greatest final ever played. Lionel Messi. The greatest ever. But without the World Cup. The debate never ended. Qatar 2022 was his last shot. The final against France. Chaos. Argentina led. France equalized. Twice. Extra time. Penalties. The whole planet stopped breathing. And then. It was over. Argentina won. Messi lifted the golden trophy in that sacred blue and white shirt. The tears flowed like rivers across Buenos Aires. Some jerseys win games. This one completed a lifetime. Messi's blue and white stripes. The shirt that crowned the king. The Jersey Vault.